Alright guys, welcome back to some more Monster Energy Supercross 4. Today we have a MX versus ATV Untamed track in Supercross 4. Now I'm not going to say what track it is yet. You guys can guess that in the comments, but it's one of my favorite Supercross tracks in Untamed. And it might have been one of the easier tracks to make or remake in Supercross 4. But before we get to the remake, I do have 2 laps to show you from Untamed, because we have done this before. We did it in Supercross 2, and some of you guys were saying you wanted to see a comparison, so it was a bit easier to see how accurate we were. So for this video, I did go in and get some Untamed gameplay, but let's jump into it and check out the track. Alright, so the first part here is the Untamed gameplay. This is Jefferson Stadium. And if you guessed it in the comments before we got here, congratulations, you are correct. This and Capital City were probably my favorite Supercross tracks in Untamed, and I wanted to do Capital City, but the way the track connected back to itself would have been really tough or maybe impossible to do with the track editor we have in Supercross 4. So I decided to go with Jefferson because it's a bit more of a traditional Supercross track as far as having the start straight and the first turn being left. And the only part that, well, there was some stuff on here that was tough to replicate, but the part that completely is different is there's a really big double jump on the start straight, and obviously you can't put jumps on the start straight in the track editor in Supercross 4. So yeah, we are missing that part, but the rest of it is pretty accurate. I would say the other tough part about this track was having the rhythm section after we go under the bridge. That part was kind of tough to make, because it really isn't tables. If you take the inside like we do in Untamed, it really isn't a table, but it doesn't feel like a double either. So what I did was I put in all those jumps that kind of were tables but doubles. I made them tables in Supercross 4. So it is a bit off, but the line that you take if you go inside or outside is pretty similar to how it would be in Untamed here, and you'll see that when we get there. But another part that was kind of tough to make is the section after the whoops here. So we can't really split lane the corner the way they do, and what I used was a pre-made jump, and it looks similar, but the line you take is a bit different. And again, we don't have a split lane corner, so that part of it is a bit different. I mean, you can take the inside and then maybe have a different line through it, but no dedicated inside rut, which we do need. Alright, so jumping over to Supercross 4, this is the remake. I use the small pools to make the rollers before the triple. We hit the triple, we have the small single, the sand under the bridge, take the inside, and we jump over the table, triple, quad. Very similar. I mean, obviously it feels a bit smaller because it's a different game, and it's kind of tough to remake some of this stuff, but overall, I feel like we did pretty good. What I wanted to do here, though, before the bridge, I wanted to have it be the big open 180, but it didn't. It was too big and stretched over into the rest of the track, so it didn't really work. Still similar, but just a bit off. And then that section, I was talking about it already, that it looks the same, but it is a bit off. And this part is supposed to be a double-triple in this game, but in Untamed you could triple-double because of the big preload. So it is a bit off. Maybe a really good player could still triple in off that loop, but for me, it was tough and I wasn't really able to get it. Now, we do eventually hit a couple different lines around the track, which you will see. We do hit the alternate line in the big rhythm section, We hit the big Supercross triple again. By the way, do you like the gear? The gear and the bike, yeah? Pretty sweet, right? Tried to find the craziest gear, bike, graphics combo I could. And you might think it's ugly, but that is actually a gear set. I'm pretty sure we're Fox gear and helmet. I'm not sure about the boots, but yeah, the gear and the helmet go together, and the graphics, it probably, you could see it better on the first lap because we weren't filthy, but yeah, the gear, the bike actually is very similar to the gear. I did the bike first and then did the gear after. And if you weren't sure, it is the YZ450. I did buy another bike. I think I have 3 bikes, maybe 4. I need to do more career stuff so I can have more credits, but we did pick up another bike. I do believe the lap times are pretty similar. I think they're a bit shorter on the remake here, but overall, I feel like we did good. Again, let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. Did we do good? Or if I didn't tell you what game or what track it was, could you have figured it out? You know, if I told you it was an Untamed remake and nothing else, could you have guessed what track it was? And another fun fact about this track is that if you take the outside line in this rhythm section, it is actually faster. I set the fastest lap time taking the outside. And this section, if you jump over the table, it's so smooth. It fits together, it flows together, really, really good. Super happy with how that section works, and that you can hit it both ways that you could in Untamed. And the bridge is the same way. I almost didn't put the double before it, but as you saw in Untamed, it did have the jump before it. I wish they gave us the bridge more realistic, where it had kind of a jump face built in front of it, not just the bridge, you know? So it felt like you were jumping over the bridge instead of off of the bridge, but you know, maybe we do, maybe we never will. It's a small complaint, but it would have been cool to have it fit for a build such as this, what we did here. Yeah, that's about all I have to say about it. Again, I feel like we did good. Let me know what you guys think, and also let me know if you could have guessed this track if I were to have just said that it was an Untamed track. But one thing I want to talk about before we end the video is that Supercross 4 is running a contest, and if you make the best track in Track Editor, and they decide that it's feasible to make the track in real life, they will pick your design to run it in the 2022 Supercross season. That's crazy. I feel like there's going to be a lot of really good designs, but they're not going to choose them because they're not realistic. You know, if you build a bridge but build a jump crossing over that bridge when someone is jumping over the bridge, obviously they won't choose that one because it's not realistic, but we're definitely going to try. We're definitely going to put in our submission and see if we can get a track in the 2022 season. But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.